I still can't watch the streams.
Okay, we are live. Sorry for the scuffed stuff, everyone. Things were breaking down, but we have about 2-ish minutes, 3-ish minutes till the race starts. So I'm going to hand it over to the commentators, which is Woofer and Elijah.
Hello there. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm the one they call Elijah.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm trying to get all the streams to load for me, which is a fun time, but this is spoiler log tournament for Wind Waker Randomizer. This is the last seeding race. The purpose of the seeding races is to determine which runners are going to end up in which groups. So we have 3 really good runners in here, plus a lot of good but not great runners. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's good. But the main people that I'm watching here are Jwist, Zombie God, and Trog. Jwist finished 4th in the Season 3 Rando tournament. Zombie God is just an incredible player, and Trog has been around since like 2013, finding Wind Waker strats, and is the GOAT. So I'm excited. Skylake's really good too, by the way. Don't count him out.
Yep. We'll probably see them all do really well. I'm just hoping they don't do too really well, because I don't want to get knocked down too far. Like, if all of them go above me, that'd be really, really sad. At least for me. I suppose it'd be really good for each of them individually. But kinda only out for myself. Yeah, it looks like we're, just about a minute or so away here. Everyone punching in their predetermined random file name. Which, in my mind, really big brain cheating prevention technique. And yeah, the countdown is going now, so we should be starting here pretty much any second.
Where's Trog?
Yeah. So now, yeah, basically now we're seeing some really cool leafless strats for Horseshoe by a couple of the runners. Not everyone, though.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about these settings is that you start on a random island, and some of these runners decided to take advantage of that and actually go to Horseshoe.
Yeah, there's some nice stuff in here. Very good items. It looks like Zombie God having a little bit of a rough time there. It seemed to go slightly better for Trog. And we have a bow for Skylight off the Wind Shrine, so that's always cool. Bows are nice. Yeah, the leafless strat for Horseshoe is, it looks super cool, and it's actually surprisingly not too challenging once you learn the setups on it. And we're going to see probably some strats here from Trog that a lot of you, if you play Wind Waker Randomizer without a spoiler log, then you've probably seen this like every single time. It's basically one of the first things that pretty much every runner does in any regular rando seed. We have, looks like Skylick's playing the bomb skip ball game. One of the favorite uncategorized minigames in Wind Waker Randomizer.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you actually have to go through this slow entrance just to get through a cave.
Yeah, it's so crazy to think about. The DRC entrance is like maybe
Just
like
for Bird's Peak Rock.
yeah, and it's one of like the worst entrances to get to, I think. Oh, I must have missed what happened on Trog's side. Did he void
Yeah,
out?
I'm a bit confused as well.
That's the tough thing with four runners at the same time, is it's a little bit kind of tricky to keep up with almost. Buddy's back in there now.
Voided, wow. Yeah, that's not a great place to void because unlike Cliff Plateau and a normal randomizer, here just getting to that entrance takes so long.
Right, because you have to do those 3 vine barrier skips. And he couldn't just go back through the cave again because they needed that chest storage to get up there. So he has to soft reset all the way back to the beginning and redo the whole thing, unfortunately.
Looks like Jay is doing Windfall checks. Windfall has a bunch of useful items this seed. Iron boots, which is needed for Wind Temple that he's going to get here, and then Mirror Shield, Wallet, and then Neighbor's Pearl and Din's Pearl, which are going to be required to get into Forbidden Woods.
Yeah, no Tingle statues this time, but all the pearls are required, so we have that.
Yep. Yeah, this seed is definitely longer than the other seeding races, and it's definitely pretty tricky, but that does give runners the opportunity, if they play extremely well, to try to get close to the top seed.
Yeah, it's interesting because we were talking a little bit about some of the routing briefly for the little time we got to look at the spoiler log ahead of time, and it's kind of nice to see that Zombie God and Trog are both doing exactly what I had planned in my route, so that feels pretty good.
Yeah, that horseshoe strat was really smart to do for both of them. Unfortunate that Trog had that execution mistake though, but I think the routing has been on point so far for sure.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So he's going to be going for storage here? Is he going to be doing like a super swim?
Yeah, seems like it. This storage spot's actually really tricky. Looks like Trog is doing a chest storage super swim.
Yeah.
Because I think that's why he can't climb up.
Yeah.
Not sure where he's going.
Yeah, it seems like it's almost, if you already sailed, I don't get why you didn't get storage on, well, maybe you can't with, I don't know, I've never tried
Oh, you probably can't get chest storage or storage with chest storage on Cliff Plateau, but this does seem like a pretty risky play from Trog to
especially if
really
he's
go out of your way for that storage spot.
yeah, especially if he's only gonna super swim to Thorn, because it's not that far to sail to it. Oh,
Ooh, that's okay. Keeping his speed at least. Looks like Zombie God is going to Forsaken Fortress right now with that chest storage super swim.
interesting.
Forsaken Fortress just has the Shard on Helm Rock, which 4 of the dungeons do since we have race mode in these settings. There's also Wind God's Aria, chest on bed, but I'm not sure that any of these runners.
The other thing we did talk about was PG has a Picto, right? I believe.
Oh yeah.
Because
that is a good point, and that is what Zombie God's doing right now. Yeah, true. So there are 2 Picto boxes. You need at least one of them for this seed because Pompey and Vera have Feror's Pearl, which leads to Forbidden Woods. And the 2 options for that are either Letter from Grandma, which you get for Soup, or the Picto box on Phantom Ganon, which Zombie God's doing right now. I'd say they're about even in terms of which one's faster, but Soup would give you an advantage later on. So
yeah, you would have soup. No, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So that makes me believe that Zombie God is possibly considering not saving Grandma potentially, because then at that point,
yeah, there's no reason to save Grandma if you're doing this check.
Yeah.
Also, what Zombie God's doing right now, so normally you would have bombs at this point, but bombs in this seed are deep inside of Earth Temple, so runners won't be getting that for a while, if at all. So the
Mhm.
next best alternative for getting the chest storage here to get into Helm Rock is to use this skull.
hmm yeah, which is kind of a really annoying trick, just because of where he's having to do it.
Yeah.
It's a really awkward position. There is just like a place where you can get a regular Wind Waker dive up the staircase, but you hit the light, so you'll start getting attacked by the little Maniblin. So, and that's super annoying.
Looks like Trog forfeited this race, which is super unfortunate. Not sure who we're gonna end up getting on the restream instead. One thing to keep in mind is that the seeding races are optional, so if you don't finish the race, then you just get randomly seeded at the bottom,
Mhm.
which is not a huge deal since we have a group stage.
In fairness to the Woofer bot, though, Tuba, these seeds were pre
Yeah, I
determined.
generated them myself and then ended up running all of them to get the estimates.
Not that the Woofer bot hasn't had some doozies, but there's definitely been some good ones. So with the chest storage strap, for those of you that haven't seen it, for on Zombie God's side, there's a really nice trick you can do. You just run up walls and you can get straight up into the boss area. And here we go. Also, it looks like Jay is on paw print, which I believe the paw print cave in this one was vanilla, right? It was just paw print. The Choo Choo cave.
Oh yeah, it is. And that has the big relief in it.
Oh, so he already was inside. Well, now that we are down to, I guess, only 3 that I'm seeing, then that definitely makes it a little easier to keep track of everything going on. So you see a lot of the runners getting, even though Earth Temple doesn't have a whole lot in it, you see these guys getting the Mirror Shield anyway from Tingle and not getting anything else. And that is because Angular has something in it that we need, I believe. I believe it has a sword, I think.
Yeah, it does have a sword. So Mirror Shield is still hard required.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that you could get everything you needed in Earth Temple without it. But because you need it for angular, you might as well just get it and make Earth Temple be like way easier.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing. Well, actually, I'm not sure where Jay's gonna go here. This would be a great time to go to Forsaken Fortress, but looks like
Yeah, he doesn't have hammer yet, does he?
no. That's a good point. So back at outset is letter from Grandma.
So that's gonna be Jay's Picto Box then,
Yep.
right?
So that is a different play from what Zombie God did.
I wonder if, I don't know if, because I think we saw kind of before the restream was happening, Jay was kind of trying to do the leafless horseshoe strats and wasn't having a whole lot of luck with it, so I'm wondering if he decided to just go back with the leaf to get the skull hammer later on.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm not
point.
sure.
I do think it's smart at a certain point to not try to do one trick for too long and just change up your route.
Sort of like cut your losses. Zombie God having some nice luck here with Helmrock returning to the bottom of the tower there. That definitely would have saved him a lot of that definitely saved Zombie God a lot of frustration there with Helmrock. His good grandson. I kind of feel like most of the runners we see in this race will end up rescuing Grandma. It almost seems like it's kind of like you were saying before, Woofer. It seems like of the two Pictos, since you do need one of them, it's the one that makes more sense to get in my mind because there's so much more long-term benefit from it.
Yeah, and it's also definitely the safer option because you get soup and you don't have to do that skull storage at Forsaken Fortress.
Right. Yeah, one thing.
Alright, so Jay's going to Diamond Step. Diamond Step has the ghost ship potentially. I'm not sure if they got the ghost. Oh, they haven't been in Forbidden Woods, so no ghost ship chart yet. But Diamond Step also has the Needle Rock, which leads to Progressive Bow.
Yeah, so looking for early light arrows for Jay. So obviously he's going to be doing the famous Octovoid skip thingy.
Yep.
And it looks like now we have PK Slam on stream to take up Trog's spot. So back to having 4 people to look at. Awesome.
Jay messing up that skip here. One thing to keep in mind is that if you don't do this skip, you need to have the hook shot to enter Diamond Step. The hook shot is on the ghost ship, which is behind the ghost ship chart. The ghost ship chart is in Forbidden Woods, which is behind Tower of the Gods, which requires all 3 pearls. So hookshot's not easy to get, and this skip kind of lets you put Diamond Step in a more convenient place in the route. And also gives you light arrows, so it's a great long-term plan for doing those dungeons faster.
Yeah. Another thing to note, too, for those of you that know Jay Whiston from running in the Season 3 Randomizer tournament, Wind Temple is required this time, so none of that hook shot skipping anything for anyone. Gonna have to have that.
Yeah, no more Morth hovers, at least this time.
Not today.
Zombie got messing up that jump slash.
That is unfortunate. That's the one. Yeah, that one's really tough from what I've heard. I've never actually gone for it. I hear it's horrible. But I suppose that's just hearsay. There's one runner that I see, his name is Jarhead. He can pretty much do it like every time and doesn't mess it up.
I think Jarhead can do everything every time.
It's true. So already we're seeing just such different routes. It's almost overwhelming. But I guess a lot of sort of the same things, just in different order. Most people that I'm seeing here, most of our runners Seeing a lot of people getting bottles and getting ready to rescue Grandma in a lot of Forsaken Fortress. I've seen at least, because obviously that's what PK is doing now. And yeah, I'm not sure where Jay is heading. It's Horseshoe, I think? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like.
so back to Horseshoe.
Which isn't too bad, I suppose, to do it right after Diamond Step, since it's only one quadrant.
Yeah, definitely not super slow. It's still a solid route decision. And having the leaf here means it's safe.
Yeah. And especially since, at least of the runners that we saw that did do this and try and do the leafless strats, there was some struggling. So the potential, if he has not too rough of a time throwing and leafing around the nuts, then he could potentially get ahead of those guys in the long run.
Do you know if Jay has already done Crescent Moon?
That I'm not sure. I did not see.
Yeah, because Tuba brings up a really good point. So 2 of the Ghost Ship locations are Crescent Moon and Diamond Step. When I routed the seed, I did Ghost Ship at Diamond Step, but those 2 locations you need to go to anyway. The other locations that the Ghost Ship can be at in the early days are Bomb Island and Spectacle. However, there's no other checks there, so Jay not doing Ghost Ship yet makes it unclear where they're actually going to end up doing that later. But we'll see. Worst case, it might be just 1 quadrant of sailing. Or a few extra songs of passing, so it's not terrible, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think in mine when I did it, I did Ghost Ship super late. I ended up saying I would collect it on. Where did I say? It was around the boating course, because I think you have to go there for something. And I was like, I can go over to 5-star and get it there. I was basically going to be like, check the map once I get to that point, once I could actually do it after Forbidden Woods, and be like, what's the best one? Where's the closest one where I am now?
With the speed of sailing and warping in the randomizer, it's really not too bad to just do Ghost Ship anywhere. But I think that small time save can matter at the end.
Absolutely.
Route it in well.
Especially with as many of these races we've been seeing, not even just the seeding races, but just other practice races people have been doing where runners have been finishing within 5 to 10 seconds of each other. So every little thing like that can definitely add up. I always end up looking for something.
To boating course. Okay.
Interesting. I always end up trying to look for somebody, like what they're doing, and every time I look to like someone it feels like I haven't talked about in a little bit, they're just like sailing. And I'm like, where are they going? And
so Zombie God is going to Fire Mountain, which leads to Ice Ring, and that has Note to Mom.
Yes, Note to Mom is hard required. This one.
Yeah, but that payoff will only be a Triforce Shard, and that'll be on Letter from Fido, which is going to happen after beating Earth Temple.
Yeah, so it's almost kind of like everyone's favorite boss, Jahala, has 2 shards for you, in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, double the shards.
Meanwhile, Jay is in Angular, which is going to give a sword upgrade. That first sword upgrade is important because it gives you double damage. So that's definitely good to have early on. It does seem like Jay's route with the light arrows and the double damage is going to position them pretty well for doing all these dungeons quickly.
Yeah, it's definitely nice if you can get them to have the light arrows or something like that you can combo tougher enemies with, like the Ice Arrow Skull Hammer combo, to get that before the tougher dungeons if it's feasible. Not always possible with Randomizer, obviously, but
if you get more sword upgrades after the first one, it doesn't actually give you anything. The only benefit is having all 3 lets you beat the game because you can break the barrier.
Yeah, so that's kind of why it's almost kind of nice, because it means that you might want to prioritize finding one of the swords early, but then the other ones it doesn't matter, so you can route them in whenever, which can be super helpful, because since there's no benefit to it, you can just get them whenever you get around to it, kind of.
Tuba, I give you personal permission to spoil whatever you want. Just don't link the spoiler log.
That is a good question. Bombs definitely not needed.
Yeah, so bombs are interesting. We will definitely get more into that later once it comes up, but the bombs are in Earth Temple, and Earth Temple is quite tricky to do without the bombs. There is a strat to open up the last warp pod in Earth Temple without bombs, but I'm not sure how many runners know it. Also, Skylight voiding out there, which is super unfortunate.
Yeah. Luckily, though, since they have the leaf, they'll be able to just kind of do the vanilla strats, so it's not as unfortunate of a void as when the people doing that strat at the very beginning were kind of struggling with, or like when Trog voided there.
Okay.
He sort of has a backup that Skylight has a backup that they can do. They just need one of these sticks. Yeah, because the thing I guess about bombs are kind of universally one of the most useful items in the randomizer, just for versatility. I would say maybe only second to the leaf as far as just overall usefulness in just various situations.
Yeah, the required items to beat the game are the 3 swords, the 8 shards, and light arrows. Hookshot and grappling hook are pretty helpful in Ganon's Tower, but there are skips for both of them. If you want to skip hookshot, though, there are additional items you need to do more hover.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, so you need those listed there, and either the hookshot or what else would you need? Bombs, right? Basically. For more cover.
I'm not sure if you need the Deku Leaf as well to blow them north.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's true.
It.
That's true. Yeah, the leaf. Definitely leaf.
So Jay is now going to go to Forsaken Fortress, which Zombie God has already done.
As has PK.
Yep.
So it seems like that's been most people's first choice for dungeon, which kind of makes sense. Because it's pretty easy.
I do think it's smart for Jay to not necessarily do Forsaken Fortress right away, because it doesn't really give you much long term if you're getting the bottle in a different spot, or the Picto box, I mean.
Yeah, I agree. It's not something you have to do early, and it really definitely helps. It's going to help him save a little bit of time, I think. One, he's not going to have to do Puppet Ganon, and he's also, Phantom Ganon. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm like 50 minutes ahead of myself, or whatever it's going to end up being. And also the Master Sword will let him be able to fight Helmrock faster.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Also he'll have soup, so he can do Helmrock really, really fast with soup. Which I always like to see. It's definitely a cool strat. Drink some soup
Jay
and then you
having a slightly slow super swim, but plenty of air, so should be totally safe. Yep.
Yeah, there he is.
It looks like Zombie God actually saved Windfall for quite late, which is fine. I think all of these runners are sort of taking the strategy of just clearing through the overworld before diving too deep into dungeons. That gives you a lot of items, and then you can get through them quickly.
Yeah,
we will later see a bunch of Wind Temple and Earth Temple.
Yeah.
Should be interesting.
Definitely. Forbidden Woods has a lot of stuff in it too, but I guess not things that are like the overall useful items, I guess, right? The things that we want to have early, like the leaf and a sword and the bow upgrades. A lot of that sort of, in this seed, is really spread out throughout just the random scattered puzzle caves and other things.
Forbidden Woods, though, I would say is the most important dungeon for setting up for the future because it does have power bracelets, which you need to get into Wind Temple, which is at the Savage Labyrinth entrance, and also Earth Temple, which is vanilla.
Mhm.
And it also has the Ghost Ship chart, which leads to the hook shot. So I think those two items are pretty big overall.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Forbidden Woods is really key, and the thing that makes this seed so difficult is because Forbidden Woods is in the Tower of the Gods, tower entrance, whatever you want to, however you want to look at that. You have to get all 3 pearls, and those are in some, couple of them are in, or not a couple, but basically Farore's Pearl is the problem because it's behind the Picto box,
Yeah.
which you see PK Slam getting now. And the Picto boxes were both in kind of awkward places because one being on Grandma, you need a bottle. One being on Phantom Ganon, I said it right this time, where you need you need Master Sword to be able to fight him. And also you would probably want to have the Skull Hammer because you're not going to want to take 2 trips to
Yeah, exactly.
Forsaken Fortress. So, yeah. Especially when you consider you want to do Forbidden Words super early if you can generally because it doesn't really require a lot of items to be able to beat it. And it's a super fast dungeon. And if it has a lot of stuff, then doing it early is really nice because you can get a lot of stuff. And especially in this scene where it's so critical. But because it's locked behind those pearls, it's kind of annoying. And it looks like Jay's just going to go for hammering Helmarok's face. Again,
Yeah, not a bad plan.
Yeah, the hammer definitely works. Especially because it could do this thing that I always end up doing when I'm doing home rocking. When I try and switch from the hammer to the sword, I accidentally do a jump slash because I pressed A.
Ooh,
And then
Zombie God falling down.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so he was actually trying to go for that House of Wealth chest with a jump slash, but just barely missing the stage and having to go back.
That's really unfortunate. PK Slam getting their leaf, which I think I was talking to you about this the other day, but the way I usually do my seeds is my first thing is to say, where's the leaf? And what's what I can do to get the leaf as soon as possible. Because it's just so nice to have, because it makes everything else just so much better.
Yeah, the leaf is just this really important item because it lets you do so many different skips and just go faster throughout most of the dungeons. It's not actually hard required for several of the dungeons. I think only for Forbidden Woods and Wind Temple, it's actually required. I guess the end of Earth Temple, right? So there are places, but
Yeah.
overall you can actually do quite a lot of things without the leaf. It's just that it'll lose you time. So it is important to prioritize that.
Because with the right dungeons, you can definitely, even with only knowing the simple glitches, not even super crazy advanced stuff, but you can definitely, with the right dungeons, beat the game without the leaf. Not logically, not according to the logic of the randomizer, but it could definitely be done. You just need the right dungeons. Which I guess comes down to no Forbidden Woods and no Wind Temple, because those dungeons are almost entirely focused around the leaf.
So Zombie God now actually going into Forbidden Woods, and Jay is already here doing the chest storage strat.
Yeah, interesting.
The thing I'm not sure about is who of these two runners is actually ahead. It looks like Jay already has light arrows, which we talked about earlier, but I'm not sure what items Zombie God might have.
Yeah, I don't know if Zombie God has anything more than Jay does. I think the difference right now is light arrows. Maybe EGL. Does Jay have that?
Yeah, that I'm not sure about.
Okay.
So Earth God's Lyric is potentially helpful if you want to bring Medley through Earth Temple since you don't have bombs.
Mm-hmm.
But it is definitely possible to skip both Earth God's Lyric and bombs
Mm-hmm.
in Earth Temple.
Yeah. And Earth God's Lyric, I think we were talking, it's not in too bad of a place. So
Yeah.
it's actually almost, I feel like it'd be pretty hard to almost not get it, right? It's the
Yeah,
arrow
it's
letter.
letter from Errol. You just need to go to any mailbox that you want. Really.
Yeah, and since we have other mail that's required in this seed, like or potentially required, I suppose, it makes sense almost kind of just grab EGL because it's just there waiting for you.
Yeah. Bombs are definitely out of the way though. So they're in the left side of Earth Temple, which there's no other checks.
Yeah,
So
nobody wants to
I'm
go there.
really looking forward to seeing what these runners end up doing there.
Yeah, like who is going to end up getting bombs? I think I actually had bombs in on my route, and then what probably would have happened was that I went into Earth Temple and I'd have been like, wait a minute, do I even need these? And then just did it without them and realized it. And then messed it up and then been like, oh crap, I need to go get them now actually. And then not know where the small key was to go on the left side.
So Jay's gonna go get the right Vine Maze chest, which is gonna have the ghost ship chart. One thing I'm curious about is whether these runners are gonna end up grabbing the Morth Pit chest. That does have the Forbidden Woods big key, which could potentially save some time over doing chest storage to skip the big key, but it's probably gonna end up being about the same either way.
Yeah, I definitely grabbed it.
Oh, Jay is grabbing it.
Yeah.
I would agree with that play. I think it's safer for sure. Trog, the ghost ship is still based on the moon cycle. It starts out the same way as in the vanilla game, where it's on Crescent Moon at the very start of the game. But the good news is you have Song of Passing, and it's like super fast and rando, so it's not terrible to just wing it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Wow, dude,
Wow.
that
was
jump.
really that was
I do
impressive.
not have that kind of courage when I played this game. That was incredible.
I would have just waited.
But you know, that's what it takes to win this tourney.
Yeah, it takes gusto as the family-friendly term. That was impressive. I guess it's not as risky as I was initially thinking it would be, right? Because I mean, if you miss, you just pull the leaf, right, and then you just kind of go back a little bit and land on the previous one and sort of jump back up. So
Looks
but
like
still.
Jay and Zombie got her both in the exact same spot. I'm not sure if they both have already gotten everything in this dungeon.
It looks like Zombie God has the power bracelets marked on.
I know Jay did enter this dungeon slightly ahead.
Yeah. Jay doing what appears to be a safety save. Oh. Gonna go for, it looks like fire arrow strats on Calademos. Let's see how this goes. I know this
strat is very tricky, but that's another good benefit of. Oh wow! Incredible!
All four shots.
That is so
right?
hard to pull off.
Yeah, I think I heard that it takes like you have to get the right movement at the beginning, right, for Calademos to be lined up properly. I don't know though. I don't usually go for that. It's because I never get it, so it's like.
Yeah, Trog, these are rando strats. This is why Wind Waker Rando is the best rando out there. This game just goes so deep.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
So I was gonna say that Jay having soup would be really good for this fight, but they didn't need it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who needs soup?
That was definitely the best I've ever seen anyone do that fight.
And we see PK Slam also in Forbidden Woods now, as well as Skylight, who I guess has probably been in there for a minute. I just didn't see it.
So Zombie God is now going to Diamond Step. I'm very curious if he's just gonna Song of Passing until Ghost Ship, because having gone to Forbidden Woods, you do have the Ghost Ship chart now.
I think this is similar to what
yeah.
you said. You routed it, right?
Yeah, so Zombie God is doing something really similar. So with the Ghost Ship chart, you can just go into the Ghost Ship, get the hook shot, and then you can enter Diamond Step from there. It does work pretty cleanly.
Yeah, very nice. Jay going to Fire Mountain, which I think is Wasn't that something else that you did? That you said you did? Going to it right after
Yeah.
um,
So
Taji
this was
or
actually
Forbidden Woods.
this was in my route to go right after Forbidden Woods to Fire Mountain, because Tower of the Gods to Fire Mountain is a quick sale. I'm
Jay
curious
has
if Jay's
2
also going to
bottles.
go to Thorn Ferry after this, because that's also next to it.
Yeah, definitely would make sense. Because I don't believe Jay did the strat where, or actually, does Jay still not have the, oh no, he does. Never mind. Ignore him. But I don't think he did it when he got the Skull Hammer from Cliff Plateau. I don't think Jay went to Thorn Ferry then. Did he? Maybe he did.
Yeah, that I'm not sure about.
I can't remember.
My
It happened
memory
so
and
long ago.
attention span is not great enough for this.
That was like 20 minutes ago, so yeah, if even that. So that explains why I don't remember. It's hard to keep track of 4 different routes in 37 and some change minutes.
So now, Zombie God is gonna get his light arrows.
Nice, nice. Yeah, light arrows are definitely really cool to have. It just feels, honestly, that might be one of my favorite things about Rando, is getting light arrows early and just being able to just destroy everything. Just is so satisfying, because you can't really do that in the, in the vanilla game.
Yeah, and it definitely is even more interesting in a spoiler log race, where you know where everything is, so you can think about, do I want to get light arrows early to make later parts faster?
Right, like in a seed like this, where you have Earth Temple and Wind Temple, and you have some things in some not ideal places in both of those dungeons. Having light arrows definitely speeds up fighting some of those quote-unquote late-game enemies that are really tough.
So Jay is going, that is Thorn Ferry, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so same type of thing that I routed, just combining those 3 islands, which I think is really smart.
Yeah, they're all basically diagonal or within 1 quadrant of each other.
Thorn Ferry is going to have another progressive sword, which is going to be Jay's last sword.
Yes. And then I'm guessing the next play for Jay will probably be getting the hookshot from the ghost ship chart for himself.
Yes.
Also checking mail.
But where is the ghost ship?
It's gonna be the big question. I think he checked when he went towards Fire Mountain, and it was on Diamond Step for him. I think he checked the chart. I'm not sure. I'm gonna pretend.
But all I can say is, if you hit the barrier hard enough, it might break with the half-powered Master Sword. I believe in you.
Shouldn't you just have to hit it twice with the half-powered sword?
Yeah, I think that does make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
2 times 1/2 is 1.
Exactly.
Quick math.
And it's only 1 barrier, so you just kind of, with a half sword, and the full sword breaks the barrier, so a half sword, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
PogChamp. One thing we see in this race too, we'll get to see everybody have to do that I haven't seen in like a long time, I feel like, or a while, I should say, maybe not a long time, but it's Zunari. It's always cool to see, is somebody going to, because I think what I did, because I didn't want to have to like kind of slowly be collecting rupees along the way, I sort of just like, because you also have to mail note to mom, and Beto letter, which Beto letter is the one that has money, I think, right? You have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much it is though, but it is something.
I think it's only 10 rupees, but my thought process was, since I'm doing the ghost ship, what is the ghost ship the most famous for? It has a shit ton of rupees in it.
Yeah,
so
310.
Yeah. So
That covers you for the whole seed.
yeah, absolutely. I'd probably just break like one pot, get enough, because you need 45 for Zunari, as we see Zombie God starting to do right now. And then you need another 5 to 10 to mail Note to Mom, and then 10 rupees to collect it. So you're looking at like, and you posted that link the one day, right? What it costs to mail on each island and where all the post boxes are. So it's anywhere from like 5 to 20 rupees, depending on where you're at.
One thing to keep in mind though with Zunari for this seed is that requires the delivery bag, which is on the paw print side aisle, and that is very hard to get into without having the hook shot. So the runners are just now both getting the hook shot, Zombie God and Jay, who are ahead at this point, I'm pretty sure. And so they can go there now, but before that they weren't able to get the delivery bag. So Zunari kind of has to be left for pretty late in the seed because of that.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, just because of it's normally so nice to be able to do Zunari with just literally anything else, because the ghost ship can also be at Great Fish Island, or Great Fish Island, but sometimes that's not the way that the seed rolls.
Artemis asks, is barrier skip allowed if you have the full Master Sword? No, it is always banned, and if you BM that hard in a race, I will gladly ban you from the tournament.
Yeah.
Because, wow.
Can you even, with the current setups for the barrier skip, can you even do it if you have the full Master Sword?
It's so tricky. Because, like, pulling out the sword, I guess you wouldn't actually swing your sword, but wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. I guess it's kind of a long cutscene, so maybe you're going for the time save of skipping the cutscene.
Zombie God did get the town flower now.
Okay.
That is the town flower, right? Or is that exotic?
That's the exotic. I think Zombie God has completed the...
Oh, wow. No wonder it looks so pretty. Sometimes I just don't pay attention to a stream for 5 minutes and then...
Well, I mean, it's
all
understandable. You've got 3 other people that you got to kind of keep up with too. So, Jay Whisk going for that strat to get up there, the jump /1 to get the delivery bag for him.
Where's Zombie God going? Is Zombie God gonna go to?
Looks like Zombie God. Yeah, this is the entrance to Wind Temple, is at the Savage entrance. Interesting tactic to leaf across when you have hook shot.
Yeah, this is definitely slower. But one thing that I hope we see from all the runners is going Wind Temple directly to Earth Temple, because Savage is at this island at Outset, and then Earth Temple is at Headstone, which is just 1 quadrant away. So I'm hoping that they all end up doing the same thing. Is there something on Great Ferry? Did I miss it?
Wow, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
The boomerang. Alright.
Dang. Not what I
Okay,
would.
so I will give Zombie God credit for knowing the hookshot strat to get into Savage, but I'm also not sure what the boomerang is going to be useful for here. Having already done Forbidden Woods.
I was just thinking that, especially since they've already finished Forbidden Woods. Like, I mean, it's definitely an interesting play. It's a shocking play. It's
Wait, seriously? Oh. Wow, I totally missed that. Okay. Thank you to viewers for paying attention when I don't.
I guess you see everybody go into Forbidden Woods and you assume, they can finish it, so they're going to.
I was too busy paying attention to Jay just completely dominate that Kali Demos fight that I got distracted. But yeah, so I take back every single criticism of Zombie God that I've made so far, but I will now leverage a new criticism. I think having the bow on Kali Deimos, you should definitely go for that because you're going to lose time otherwise trying to go back there.
Yeah,
Um,
there's no other or dungeons in that sequence for the between dungeon warp
Right.
pod. So
Yeah, so getting to Forbidden Woods, I guess it is at Tower of the Gods, which is the quickest entrance in the game probably. So that is convenient. I would say it's like not a terrible play because of that, but having to go out of your way to get the boomerang for a couple minutes and also having a double dip dungeon isn't great when you have other ways to beat that boss. So I do
Yeah.
think this is a case of just not knowing the strat that's required to
because
do the optimal route.
because I mean, while going back into the Forbidden Woods is not slow, going up to Outset Ferry is very slow. In my opinion, at least. That's like way out
Yeah.
of the way.
Yeah, my guess is that Zombie God doesn't know how to do it with bow, but to be fair, all you do is just shoot the vines. I think it's pretty intuitive.
Yeah, I literally
You
do
know
that
it's a
strat
possibility.
every time. Light arrows for PK Slam, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree with you too, but if the check was like 10 seconds or something, then I would say it would be worth it to just grab the boomerang.
Mhm.
But
Like
fairy
if it-
is slow.
Yeah, kind of like if you're already doing the Pompeii and Vera and maybe the boomerang is in one of the Lenzo chests, then yeah, just grab it. It's right there.
So
Even if you don't need it, but
Jay is actually doing Earth Temple first. Correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I didn't miss an entire Wind Temple sequence.
I don't think you missed all of Wind Temple. Yeah, so that is really interesting.
Yeah,
Is Jay
I'm not
one?
really sure what the justification here is.
Is he gonna does he want bombs for Wind Temple or something?
Yeah, that actually could be the play.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that bombs would necessarily help too much with Wind Temple, but it might make things a bit easier with like getting storage on a chest or something. So,
Mhm.
if that is the route, then doing that extra warp to outside isn't that bad, and I would agree with this that if you're going to get bombs, you should probably do Earth Temple first.
Yeah, if you think you can save more than the whatever 20 seconds it is to warp to outset by having bombs in Wind Temple, then for him, then yeah, I would say if he thinks he can save more than that much time, then would obviously be worth it. But yeah, I don't see how, given what you need, the locations that you need in Wind Temple. I'm not sure where bombs would help, but and I'm sitting here like aggressively scrolling through the spoiler log to try and figure out if I'm completely missing something, and I
Well,
completely.
maybe big key chest to get the small key. You could get the chest storage there with bombs.
Yeah, I suppose that's a strat.
Not too sure what else though.
I just went for the spike room small key when I did the routing on it.
Yeah. I guess if you are getting spike room, then bombs are definitely helpful there.
Yeah. True. Although it is the first chest, so you could use the leaf strat to get up there, since you don't have to destroy the floor.
Yeah, that's true.
But and
Not
also
sure
I
if
end
they
up.
have that strat, though.
That's fair. I know the big key was in chest behind Stonehead, so I just grabbed that. That's basically
that
free.
one's definitely quick to get, and I'm assuming Zombie God's just gonna grab it right here. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Good call. I feel like that's definitely the play here. I mean, it's always fun to do the big key skips and, get storage and do bomb drop storage or get storage off a spring or something, to flex. But also, when the big key's right there and you're trying to be fast, I would just grab it.
I'd say at this point that it is likely that Jay is ahead, just having the fully powered Master Sword, which I think was from Thorn Fairy, that Zombie God hasn't gone to.
Yeah,
I could be wrong about which sword he's missing, though.
It's so hard to remember where everyone's been.
But they did both enter one of these last two dungeons at around the same time. So it is a very close race still.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
In my opinion, this is the hardest seed out of all of the seeding race seeds. But the estimate for this seed is higher than the rest, which means an equivalent time in this seeding race is going to get you a better seed than the same exact time in a different one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting tactic to go for the down below strat here. Or did Zombie Guy just fall? Did I miss that part, or did they just kind of just drop down here to go this way?
Wish I knew.
I'm trying to watch everyone equally, and but also it's, you know, when I guess the unfortunate thing, also PK Slam at Earth Temple as well, so that's interesting play.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain they didn't go to Wind Temple yet. So yeah, I mean, all these routes are so different. It's almost kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, the group stage seeds will be randomly generated. But with the luck of the bot, they will all be bad.
I think the bot does fine. I don't know, the more I play these seeds, the more I just feel like I haven't had one that I was like not excited to play when I was routing it. There's just always, it feels like there's always something. Sometimes there's something kind of annoying, but there's always something that's like, wow, that's going to be really cool to route in or to do. And this seed had a couple of things like that. Like, there's some really cool stuff you can do with the routing in the ghost ship location, right? I mean, it's something, it's got a super important item that you need to get a lot of other things, and yeah, it's critical. And here we see the advantage of light arrows in one of the later dungeons with a bunch of really annoying, really strong enemies in it.
Did I just play Earth God's lyric? It is a good song, but you do need medley to destroy that Stonk Stone.
EGL is my jam. It's like epic music time. Interesting seeing Skylet go this way up to defeat Helmrock.
Does Jay have bombs right now?
I don't think so. I would say that I did not miss him do left side.
So I know my reaction when seeing that warp pot there was, oh no, I don't have bombs. What do I do? When I played this seed.
But
Which I'm not sure if Jay just thought the exact same thing just now.
Yeah.
So
Because-
without that warp pot, you need to go through Earth Temple again, basically, to get to that Stalfos crypt room, which Jay's going to have to do. And that is going to cost quite a bit of time.
He's gonna basically have to do go mode again. I mean, because he go moded to get here.
Yeah,
And
so I
that's-
would say, unless Jay is gonna get bombs after this, it is kind of weird to go to Earth Temple and not try to get the bombs first. Yeah, Tuba's totally right. You can break open the warp pot with just storage and power bracelets, but not everyone knows that strat.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate because it's gonna cost Jay like a couple minutes here,
Yeah,
like easily.
that's a pretty big time loss.
Yeah, especially because, well, I guess he still has the right side chest he can store, and it's not too bad to get one of those. He has the mirror shield and the skull hammer, so that's not too bad. But
Zombie God now finishing up Wind Temple, entering the Mulgara fight. One thing that's a bit tricky with these spoiler log races is that you're not really gonna go out of your way to get hearts, and unlike a normal rando race, you're not just gonna stumble upon a heart container or a heart piece usually. So this fight with Mulgara is kind of difficult with only 3 hearts.
yeah, I guess luckily, I think Zombie God also got soup. So luckily for some of our runners, if things get a little hairy, you always have that infinite life if you can do the soup glitch. I also, seeing here on Zombie God's side why I hate this boss fight, and it's my least favorite boss fight in the game. And I will take Godin over Mulgera any day, and y'all can fight me.
Yeah, they intentionally made the targeting system as annoying as possible in cases like this. Like if there's an enemy that you really want to kill, the L target will just automatically target the least important enemy.
Nintendo put that in as a design.
That air snipe is impossible.
Jay taking the warp out completely of Earth Temple, which is interesting. I wonder if he just... Sometimes it's just natural reaction to not do the save warp even when you mean to and just walk through the warp because you do it like every single time. I'm gonna stand by what I said too. I get why people don't like Godin. I'm not gonna like sit here and say Godin is good, but when it gets down to, especially in these spoiler log races, because I think we were talking about this the other day too. Hachi is just so easy.
Yeah, it's really consistent. Doesn't have all those tricky strats of the other dungeons. Pretty much the same every time.
And Wind Temple is so horrible. And PK did end up getting bombs, as we saw there, to be able to do the open up the warp pod.
Yeah, which I think is really smart.
Definitely. And he is also going to use light arrows on Valhalla, which is...
So Jay's actually going to bring Medley all the way through, which will allow them to skip the bombs still.
Yeah.
I do think it would have been smarter, potentially, to bring Medley on the first trip, do the Stalfos Crypt Room, and then try to go back and do Valhalla last. But trying to actually skip that big key is not
I guess
easy.
Yeah, you'd have to get storage in like the third crypt chest, and you'd have to do it, if you're skipping bombs, you'd have to do it, it would be interesting. Oh, I'm wondering, maybe what Jay's strategy was, he didn't save warp out of Valhalla, because I think he stored a small key. And if you save warp out of the boss room with the small key, he would have lost it, and he wanted it for that door right there, I guess. But also now, unfortunately, doesn't have the light into that room that he needs to continue to bring Medley.
Yeah, a few crucial slip-ups from Jay here in Earth Temple, which is going to cost quite a bit of time. Just did not fully route out everything.
Yeah, and we see Zombie God now coming into the Earth Temple entrance.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see what kind of route Zombie God takes here.
Yeah, this Earth Temple is super interesting because it's like with a lot of, you see something like that, like bombs. You think, man, those would be super nice to have. But you know that it's definitely doable without them, and they're in such a terrible spot. It's gonna be, I kind of like what you're saying too, but are we gonna see the same thing from Zombie God doing the go mode, getting to the warp pot, and realizing, fuck.
Yeah, I'm actually sure that Jay just completely forgot because they didn't look at it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the cool thing about the vanilla game versus rando, because in the vanilla game, it's, why wouldn't you have bombs here? If you're playing just a regular Wind Waker playthrough, doesn't make any sense at all. But in rando, when we're doing things, and we're doing things crazily, especially when bombs aren't logically required to be back there. So you could logically be required to go all the way down there before having bombs, and not be able to open that warp pack up if you still can't defeat Valhalla. and then having to go back and go over to the dungeon. You know, so that's kind of the really crazy thing that can happen in Rando. It looks like we're going to see the storage from Zombie God, so definitely going to be at least some form of semi-go moding or skipping.
Oh, that's scary. I think we might see the same thing.
That would be pretty interesting. And we see Jay now in the basement here doing some cool medley strats.
I'd like to see Zombie God either go directly to... Okay, never mind. Not getting bombs, but maybe gonna do that cool warp pot strat.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. Interesting, Jay's doing the light here to open up the gateway to the Snoutpuff's crypt. You can actually get in there without doing any of that. You can just kind of do like the ledge. Although I suppose you do need bombs for that, but since he doesn't have those, but it's still a cool trick.
Ooh, that's a rough fall from Zombie God.
Yeah, that's... I wonder.
What do you do here? I don't know if Zombie God safety saved.
Yeah. Luckily, I suppose Zombie God has a chest on the right side, so there's still a sort of a backup since Zombie God has the Soul Hammer. That's good. We see PK Slam also in Wind Temple now, so... Definitely interesting. I'm not sure what all left of like overworld stuff PK Slam still has to do, but didn't we also see PK Slam in Earth Temple and finish that as well? So at least dungeon wise, they could be potentially ahead of Zombie God right here. Well.
So I'm not sure what shards Jay has left. I know for sure the Mulgar... Oh yeah, I guess like the 2 in Wind Temple and then Letter from Bido. So Jay really just needs to do Wind Temple, and then after that it's Go mode.
Mm-hmm.
Which should give them a pretty solid time overall in this seed, despite those Earth Temple shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it looks like PK maybe did do Jawhala, but is coming back now for this which I suppose is kind of interesting. Yeah, so PK is gonna do the thing I was talking about. I like this strat. I love doing these ledge clips.
So Jay just got that shard from Letter from Bido.
Beautiful.
Now it's just going to be Wind Temple left.
That is beautiful.
Wind Temple is still interesting, of course, because of figuring out where to get that small key. You do need one of them to beat the dungeon.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Absolutely. Kind of excited to see what Jay's gonna do here. I guess just leaf from up above. Kind of makes sense. Oh, Zombie God gonna be getting storage in this room, it looks like.
Yeah, I guess this is the plan to get into Jawhala.
Interesting.
Wow. So this is one of those cases where when you're in a hard spot, you want to improvise. That is definitely not great.
Yeah. Luckily, there's a lot of skulls.
Yeah, at this point it might be easier to try to get this chest and then just kill all the floor masters since you have light arrows.
Mm-hmm. Although, I guess Zombie God's up there, so...
Yeah.
Oh.
This is not easy at all.
The opposite of what we're supposed to have.
Drop in the run.
Yeah. Dang, that is unfortunate. It was kind of funny because it ended up happening the opposite of what you wanted to happen there happened, where the skull was what pushed off. Oh, it happened again.
Yeah, I'm not sure why this is happening. I've never seen the drop skull storage.
Yeah, this is an interesting situation we're seeing here. Slam has to do the basement in Wind Temple, and I guess that's it. I'm not sure. It's so tough.
Yeah, I'm not sure what overworld stuff EK Slam has left.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We basically, well, the other thing too, we know, at least according to, Zombie God, according to both his screen and the track, oh, there's the storage, it still has one more sword out there in the overworld too, but Jay does not. Jay has the full sword. PK Slam also has the full sword and has beaten Valhalla. And looks like Skylight also has the full sword, but I'm not sure if they've gone to Wind Temple at all yet.
Yeah, bombs were left side on the chest behind statues, which isn't terrible to get because you can just go there with the hookshot and chest storage, but it's still out of the way for sure.
Yeah.
And I think what threw off these runners is just not realizing that the warp requires bombs. I think if all the runners were aware of that in advance, then I think they would have routed Earth Temple differently.
Or had seen the fabled crane video that Chad is talking about.
Yeah. I actually only found out about that strat after I did my run for this.
Interesting, Jay also electing to do the underpath to go up there. I know a lot of people know for that room you do the bomb boost to get up there, but you can't get up there with just the leaf.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't really need medley to get into the stealth post crypt room here, right?
Correct.
So
did Zombie guy
actually,
just realize that the warp pot cannot be opened?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's rough.
So here having chest storage is a bit scary. I don't know what happens if he jumps down right here, because you oh yeah, you can hookshot the chest, right?
Yeah. But the other thing is, and I don't know, did Jay fall down or did he also jump down? Because you can just light arrow them from up above.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not sure what Jay ended up doing.
And we have PK Slam here, about to enter the Mulgara fight.
I think the big question here is, what is the plan for Zombie God to get into Valhalla?
Yeah, because the big key is left side, right?
Earth Temple big key is Casket and Second Crypt. So yeah.
That's really bad.
That's yeah. It's kind of far out of the way.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm not sure if PK is actually winning the race right now. I guess we'll find out after this.
Yeah, PK, I think, didn't have any of like the brain farts in ET that we saw some people, I guess brain fart for lack of a better word, that some of our other runners had.
So PK winning the race would actually be super impressive for me. He's not one of the runners who I said at the start of this race that I thought would win, but also I am a terrible judge of talent in general. But yeah, definitely going with the bombs in Earth Temple seems like it was the smart play.
Yeah, this has been... definitely a learning. I feel like it's been a learning experience for everyone. This seed is such a great seed. It taught us all a lot, or at least some of the like we were saying, some of the runners we thought were the high tier ones, and we have somebody kind of sneaking in here. It almost looks like, depending on what overworld is
Yeah.
what the initial thought was going to be, and a lot of it is because of just small things. You know, not even big skips or anything major or a giant. Because none of those mistakes were super huge, I would say.
Yeah, they just added up.
Right. It's just a bunch of different.
Oh, number 3 from Zombie God. Going for another skull drop storage. This is incredible.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure we will see this at any point later in the tournament. And I will
Yeah.
say skull drop storage is just awful to do. It's not fun. It's not consistent like dropping a bomb. But you
Mhm.
know, you need to get storage somewhere, and there's no other good spot in this room.
This is still, even if
Zombie
it
God
takes
is
him,
finding out right now.
even if it takes him forever, maybe not forever, but even if it takes him a little while, it's still probably faster than going and getting the big key.
I will say the biggest lesson for us to learn here is that Crane, that Earth Temple strat with the warp pot, I'd say next time save those at runners pings for that strat and not for memeing.
Oh man. Roasted. Absolutely roasted. So this skull strat is definitely a lot better, I think.
Yeah, this is how I would do it. If I was in this room.
This is definitely seeming like it's getting a much more consistent dive.
Alright, let's see where PK goes.
Warps to Hyrule. Nope.
Windfall. So I'm curious if PK still has to do Exotic Flower. Because that's the only thing that I could really think of would be left at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
he
'cause
does
he-
have light arrows and the fully powered sword. Oh,
Which-
interesting. What is that paw print?
Paw print. Yeah.
Oh yeah, side aisle. Paw print side aisle, which has
Is that the delivery bag?
yes.
So okay. This is
PK
starting to make sense.
Yeah, PK does have Note to Mom already,
Mm-hmm.
but he will need delivery bag in order to get letter from Bido, which should be super quick, but also to do Zunari. So
Yeah.
this will be a few minutes, and it does seem like Jay is going to win this race based on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
I
think
suppose-
PK is too far off from finishing at this point.
I suppose it comes down to, are we going to see any other ridiculous nonsense in like the Puppet Ganon section? Because this race has not been short of crazy surprises so far. And we'll see. But Jay is definitely at this point now just needing to cash in the Note to Mom, right? And
Oh,
It's
no,
Hyrule?
Jay actually already did that
oh, okay,
On-
so it's
on
just
his
Hyrule.
mailbox. Yep. Yeah, this is go mode.
All right.
Guy falling down and then remembering that you cannot climb a ladder with chest storage.
Unfortunate.
So there's that Triforce. We are going to see some Ganon's Tower. Yeah, Sky, that's not gonna work.
Unfortunate.
That's something you learn one time and then you never try it again.
Yeah, I guess luckily the stored chest wasn't anything because they're donezo. Howdy. So, Zombie God doing essentially what is the third Earth Temple go mode?
Yeah.
Okay. Backed into a corner.
Jay will end up with a very respectable time here.
Mhm.
I already have the stats in front of me, which I'll post after the seeding race is over, but gonna end up with a very good seed. Tournament seed, not a race seed, because this seed was kind of evil.
I almost wish I could have ran this seed.
Bombs are the chest behind statues in the temple. So left side.
Can I like have a chest in this room to store? Because they save warped out, right? I guess so. Although the chest is invisible, it looked like. Do I what?
Do you really wish to run the seed?
I do. I thought the seed looked great. I definitely. I'm pretty sure Sky like
Ooh.
saved and quit.
Zombie God, not in a good spot right now.
Oh, that's rough.
It's actually really bad.
Yeah, you can't climb the vines with chest storage, can you?
Yeah, you can't. So, I'm not sure what you do here, besides maybe get the big key.
Soft reset is what it looks like you did.
One thing also that's really important is these runners should not forfeit no matter what, because even if you finish with a really bad time, you're still going to get seated pretty well.
We actually have
relative
a
to
first place
everyone else.
finish here too.
Yeah,
although
that time is actually absolutely incredible. And I will say, if Dean had done this seeding race, he would have gotten first seed in the tournament. So, yeah. But you know, that happens.
Right. The map, the algorithm was definitely in the favor.
Look, at this point, it's all about getting that good group roll and trying not to end up in a group with Linkus and Trog.
Yeah.
It's gonna be completely random.
Yeah. That's gonna be where does the random number generator, where does the fate of the universe? Does it like you? Does it not like you? I guess we'll find out.
So we obviously didn't get Dean on the restream because he already did a seeding race before, but getting a time that good just shows what happens if you are able to route one of these really tricky seeds and actually play really clean. Because the runners on stream here lost quite a bit of time in the dungeons.
Yeah.
And that's something you can avoid if you just know the strats and you're consistent.
Yep. Very, very good point. We see Jay finishing up PG1. I didn't see exactly when he entered, but that seemed pretty fast. I guess there's the crazy thing about the spoiler log is because you're skipping so much, right? You're skipping so much. There's so many niche strats that become so useful. But then it's also okay, yeah, maybe a bunch of people know the niche strats and you can route it in and you're like, okay, yeah, I can do that in a run. But then it's can you get all these tricks first or second try, you know? And then the execution part comes in, and that's what really differentiates somebody who's like one of the top runners, like the number 1, number 2, number 3 seeds, just being able to do everything consistently like that from you know the other seeds. That's where you see the real difference in these races, because a lot of the runs or the routes are relatively similar, but with, you know, there's a few things that you can kind of mix up a little bit, and it doesn't really save or lose you too much time. But
The small things will matter with top runners, though.
Right. True. Especially when you consider these races are short, relatively speaking. The actual gameplay part. When you're doing a normal randomizer for Wind Waker, it's, you know, like a 2 hour and 15 minutes on average, give or take, for like 2 hours or 2 hour and 15s for a super top runner. But these are going to be like an hour and 10 to an hour and 20 for a top runner. In 1 minute 30 seconds of loss in an hour and 20-minute seed is so much more than 30 seconds lost in a 2.5 hour.
Yeah, exactly. This Earth Temple has been absolutely eating these runners alive.
It's true.
And that just shows the power of bombs.
Yeah, that's true. And that's where, kind of like we were saying, bombs are such a good item, but they're so useful in just all these different situations, but also not really required to beat the game in very many senses. At least with the tricks and stuff that most of these runners know. Now I guess Zombie God going to be collecting the piece that he needs here, leaving Earth Temple, the note to Mom, and then, again, according to the information we see here, there's one more sword that they need.
So Jay is now on the Ganondorf fight.
Mm-hmm.
I will announce everyone's seeds as they finish, because I can. So.
He has the power.
Look, it's really unfortunate that tournament seed and randomizer seed are the same word, mean completely different things.
GG's for Jay there. Stabbing Ganon in the face.
So Jay just finished 4th seed overall, just barely behind Gabbity Bobbity. I actually think if they beat Ganondorf like a few seconds faster, maybe like 30, I'm actually not sure, but that might have been enough to get that 3rd seed, but very respectable time for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we have Jay in here now.
Hello.
For an interview. GG's, Jay.
Yeah, GG's, thank you. I forgot that you can't get into Wizrobe Cave without hookshot. That made things interesting for me early on. I think that you can do it with chest storage, but I wasn't gonna like get storage on paw prints, go to Crescent, store that chest, and then go back.
I'm not sure if Crane is still here. Do you know if there's a way to get into the paw print Wizrobe Cave without hookshot and without bombs? Because I know there is a strat with leaf and bombs, but I'm not sure.
You can use chest. Yeah, you can use chest storage, which technically, if you want to do it the way that Jay just said, you wouldn't need bombs for that.
Door cancel. Wow.
Also, you can do the thing where you get storage on the island and store the coral text and spawn this chest from the lookout platform. I like that strat. I did that once in a practice race with these settings.
The one thing I'm curious about, Jay, is like, what were your thoughts when you got to that warp pod in Earth Temple?
So I knew about it before, like a couple rooms before. I was like kind of thinking ahead, trying to figure out what I'm actually gonna do about that. That's why like you saw me try to play Earth God's Lyric when I didn't have Medley, because I just wasn't thinking about playing right at that time. I intentionally left, if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Because I stored a key.
Yeah, I think that actually was really smart for that second trip through.
Yeah.
The fun fact, and I guess this will be, you can actually jump slash onto the rock on that platform to open the warp pot with power bracelets. You can lift it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Crane has a video on it that I'm sure he would be happy to provide. All right, he says. He posted it in Race Strats.
Thank you, Crane.
Hog Champ. Yeah, Earth Temple was not friendly to anyone except for maybe PK.
The thing that I was worried about the most though was my bow only Cali demos, because in order to actually get that bow kill, you have to get like the right RNG on like the rotation of Cali demos.
Yeah, that was the best I've ever seen anyone do that fight. So that was really
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah,
That was like
went really
6
well.
to 7 seconds.
Yeah, that was really good. Really clean.
Yeah, it's funny too, because like I opened the warp pot in the middle, and I'm like, well, if I don't get it, then I can just save or soft reset out, save the arrows, and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
But then I forgot that there's actually a warp pot right before the boss room, because I just forgot that exists.
You know, we almost never use it, so that makes sense. And we have the finishing of the PG for Slam. Zombie God re-entering Forbidden Woods.
Oh yeah, because he saved Kalidamos for later, like we talked about before.
Do you think he did it because Hyrule's at top G and he was like, I guess when I leave here, I'll just be right by the warp anyway? I mean, I suppose that's kind of...
that actually does make a lot of sense. I still don't think it's the right play overall, but...
Yeah, it definitely... I can see some logic to it.
Wait, Wolfer, I have a question for you. Were these seeds actually automatic or randomly generated, or that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I made the seeds with like the UUID generator online a few weeks ago, and then I did runs of these. I'll actually post a screenshot or spreadsheet after this race is over with the calculations.
Okay. I was just confused when the bot said it's randomly generated. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're not.
Yeah, no, I'm like running the bot locally and hard coding the seed.
Oh, and we have our third place finish. Gas-powered Pogi. But where does that put Pogi in the seating list?
That is actually a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see.
Time for math.
Google Sheets is going to do the math for me. Pogi is 7th.
Boomerang was outset fairy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty out of the way.
I was considering getting it for a while, but I just decided to do bow only Cali demos.
Mm-hmm. And PK Slam finishing as well. So GG's to him and GG to Pogi as well.
PK Slam just barely behind, getting 8th seed.
Wait, what seed did I get then?
4th.
Ooh, nice.
And Zombie God coming up on breaking the barrier. Unfortunately, Skylark not having the best time in this Earth Temple at all.
Yeah, a lot of my thoughts with the seeding race though was just like I was gonna try to play like more of the safer strats because I wanted to actually finish the race. Like one of the
PK got 8th and Pogi got 7th.
one of the best examples of like a slower strat, but I just wanted to do it. Was I know you can ledge clip to get into the stealthos room instead of using medley to shine the light. But I was just like, nah.
I was talking about that strat too. I was like, hey, did you guys know there's another pretty cool way you can get down in there?
Yeah, do you think it's smart when you're in a race like this, or you're just against an opponent where playing safe is going to get you the win? Smart to go for things like that. Not try to make things super tricky for yourself.
Yeah, because with the seeding race, realistically, all you really need to get is in like, if you are somebody that's capable of playing at the level of like a top 4, top 5, then you really only need to get into like with 11 groups, you only really need to get into the top 11, right? I mean, because that just guarantees you won't be up against any of those other super top runners early on. At least as far as the sake of trying to make it to the later parts. Which is kind of the really cool thing about group stages with so many people.
Too, but I just want to say with the seeding races, it is hard to make things super fair across all the seeds because there are different levels of difficulty, and I needed to like get estimates that were accurate in terms of not just how long the seed is, but also kind of difficulty to some extent. So the good news is we do have the group stage, which is gonna sort of balance things out.
I was tempted to get what Rusty just got. I was tempted.
Also, welcome to Slam GG's.
Oh yeah, sorry, I put the on. Yeah,
No
I forgot about that. Yeah, thanks. So
We see another skull drop storage here.
Yeah, you were on the restream.
Oh, so everyone saw me roll off high style.
In all honesty, I didn't see it, but there's when with 4 people on the
You
restream,
didn't have to point it out.
Well, I mean, because I lost 5 minutes to that, because I ended up just restarting the whole run because of that.
Also, yeah, GG's to Hyper as well, who has finished.
Yeah, Hyper finished 12th seed for the tourney. Not everyone skipped bombs. PK Slam got bombs. It's actually kind of smart considering what Earth Temple did to everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see it.
I still think that the way I did Earth Temple was faster than getting bombs.
Yeah, I agree. But
yeah.
it didn't even cross my mind to skip bombs. I don't know. I guess I should have, because I don't know. I think that the only thing I really needed bombs for was opening the warp pot. But you don't really need bombs for that. You can just jump slash on it.
I'm just really hoping for the seed that hookshot is behind ankle and hookshot isn't required.
Yeah, same. So did anyone else store a small key from Earth Temple and bring it to Wind Temple?
No.
Not that I saw.
At least. I stored a small key from Earth Temple and brought it back to Earth Temple.
that is a really good play, though, just to bring something into Wind Temple in this team, because those small keys are in a great spot.
Yeah, the one was in the big key chest, right? I mean, that's like the worst place ever for a small key in one.
Yeah.
I didn't think the small key was that bad. I got it in the first of the spike room.
That's the one I had routed in for my route. I didn't think it was too bad either.
I am honestly not sure if it was worth storing an Earth Temple small key, because like the spike room isn't that bad, but like I didn't want that Earth Temple key to go to waste, so I just thought I'll bring it to Wind Temple.
Oh yeah, if you could take that and just leave with it, then go for it. But I need to go back in to get the stealthos room. Because did you just store the one in the first room?
Yeah, I stored the one in the first room. So what I did was, well, to get to Jalhalla, I stored the first crypt chest, and then or no, other way around. No, to get to bombs, I stored the first crypt chest. To get to Jahala, I stored that small key chest.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if we see this come up here, but it looks like Devster finished as well. Yep, that just happened. So GG's to Dev. Sorry for interrupting you there.
Yeah, Dev ended up 15th.
What seed am I?
Who just said that?
DK Slam.
Sorry. You are 8th.
Hey, top 8. Let's go. But I don't know what other people's thoughts are on this seed, but I don't know. I didn't think it was that hard. I'd say, like, depending on how you routed it, maybe, like, the beginning would be a little tough. But, or, like, if you're not comfortable with Earth Temple Go mode, then that'd be kind of rough.
Zombie God also climbing the rope now. Potentially our next finisher, but we will see, obviously. Yeah, I thought the most interesting thing about this was the critical items in Forbidden Woods and it being locked behind the pearls for having to, spawn the tower. I think that was one of the more interesting things I found about this seed.
Yeah, I liked how all the pearls were on Windfall, and I liked how 2 of them were, like, really quick to get. I did not like having to get a Picto Box just to get third pearl. Did anyone... I'm guessing everyone got Grandma for Picto Box, right?
Zombie God
didn't. Yeah.
But
Where was the other pickle again?
Yeah,
It was in-
Ganon.
Yeah.
At Forsaken Fortress.
Oh,
Zombie
yeah.
God ended up saving Grandma anyway, though.
Yeah, I honestly think that was just a routing mistake.
Yeah, like I got 2 bottles. I know. I forget where I got the second bottle, but I probably stored it or something.
That would make sense. I can't remember where all the bottles were. There was a couple of bottles in not bad places.
Yeah, Phantom Cannon was also kind of terrible because Zombie God had to do skull storage to try to get that chest.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He ended up doing 3 skull storages throughout the run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Zombie God is getting close to that fabled moment here, right? The reflection. And GG's to Zombie God there.
Zombie God 16th seed.
Very nice.
Oh.
So,
that was
did
so
anyone
bad.
else do Cliff Plateau right away?
By Cliff Plateau. Oh, just doing horseshoe?
Like entering Horseshoe early, yeah.
I don't know the strat without Leaf, so I didn't.
In my hypothetical run that I routed, I did.
Yeah, I bet Dean did as well. I can almost guarantee you.
But
Dean
yeah,
did.
Dean definitely. Because I went over it with him yesterday, so I would be surprised if he didn't do it.
I'm dragging CG.
Hello.
GG's.
GG.
Welcome.
That was probably the worst I have ever played. But in other news, I was going for style points.
Those skull drops were very impressive.
Yeah.
I've never done storage with a skull.
Well,
Today.
you learned today.
Now you're like the master. You're like literally.
Until today. Because when I went to Forsaken Fortress, I was like, how do I get up there? And I was like, oh, maybe I can use a skull. And then I went to Earth Temple and I was like, how can I do this? Oh, maybe there's a skull. Yeah. Am I the only one who didn't get bombs, or did a lot?
No,
of
I didn't get
people
bombs.
Oh, of course. I just wanted.
Wait, so a lot of people skipped bombs, right? I think I was the only one that got it so far.
It looks like from what I can see from Druxy's stream on his tracker, he has bombs marked. So
I don't see that on his tracker. You said Druxy?
It's
yeah,
probably
there
on
it is,
his
there
like
it is.
on
stream.
his stream,
Yeah.
on his tracker.
Oh, okay.
Because everything's switching, so the trackers are like weird. on
Yeah, the
stream.
trackers that are on screen are probably for the original people that were being restreamed.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mhm.
That was. Oof.
I knew this seed would be bad.
Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad. Earth Temple was so bad. I forgot that the pot in Earth Temple
Yeah, I didn't. I kind of forgot, but then I remembered.
had
And,
a rock
you're gonna
on
want-
the top of it and not wood.
You
I
can
guess-
jump.
ZG, you're gonna want to check race strats in the.
Yeah,
Discord.
so Crane has a strat to destroy that rock without bombs.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah, you jump
Yeah.
slash on the rock and then lift it up with chest storage.
Yep. You can use if you have power bracelets. You can, which obviously.
Don't worry, I did the same thing. I did the same thing.
I did the same thing last season where like I lost a Tanjo by like 15 minutes or something because I didn't realize I couldn't break that. So like, is there a consistent setup for that jump slash? Because I just kind of like spam jump slash until I get it eventually.
It's actually not super specific. Yeah, it's pretty free, as depressing as it is to say, given what everyone just went through. Yeah.
Well, because you could void out, right? Because like I kind of want to avoid that at all cost.
You mean like get crushed by the rock?
Yeah, you
maybe?
get crushed by the rock if you jump slash in a bad spot.
Yeah, I guess.
I've never had it happen to me, but I definitely can see it, or I definitely would see why you'd want to avoid it. But yeah,
Tuba's saying I've never seen people get crushed before. I get crushed there all the time, or at least I did before. Like, I made a pseudo setup for it to like
So-
avoid getting crushed, but it's not a very good setup.
How many of y'all did the horseshoe without Deku Leaf?
Oh yeah, I did horseshoe first thing.
That was new to me. I had looked up a video during the routing.
Whose video was it?
It wasn't Crane's. I know that much. Frostbite, April
Frost.
25th, 2019.
Frost has a lot of really good strats.
There was a lot of stuff I have learned in this race. This was a brand new learning experience. Anybody see the snipe on the spider phase though? That was pretty cool. That was just me.
I think I missed it. Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Because I couldn't get soup. Soup was just not working.
Oh, that's rough.
If it could have gone wrong, it did.
That's
Wait,
Murphy's Law.
Zombie, do you realize that you got both picto boxes?
Yeah, I did.
No.
It was just faster for me to go to Forsaken Fortress first,
Oh, okay.
rather than do because that took one less windfall trip.
Yeah, okay.
But yikes, this is the last time I do a race this late at night.
I much prefer the mother and child super swim over Phantom Ganon if possible.
Yeah,
Mhm.
especially without bombs.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Wait.
I've got so much learning.
You know that there's a storage spot like on the next guardrail, right?
Oh.
Oh yeah, there is. Actually, yeah. Wait, you didn't need to skull drop because you can go like halfway up the stairs and there's a storage spot there.
Oh yeah, that is kind of out of the way though, compared to the chest, but,
Yeah, but
it
it's
is
not
easier.
skull
to
drop,
mess
you
up.
know?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm off to bed. I've got school in the morning.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
GG's.
Sleep well and GG's.
GG's, bud.
Did anyone else do bow only Cali demos by chance?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I don't know what else was I supposed to do. Like it was either, I guess, like get boomerang, right? Or no. Or maybe you could have gone boomerang, but that's kind of slow.
Well, you can just do Kali Demos with the bow, but not the fire arrow strat, which
Right.
is easier, but not as fast, obviously.
Yeah.
That
Oh, you
was
said
how I
fire
did
arrow
it in my
strat.
seed. I routed that I didn't route.
Well, like you don't have to have fire and ice arrows. It's just double the damage. It's not the blast radius on it. But if I wouldn't have gotten the right rotation on it, then I would have tried for the normal way of doing it with arrows.
So is there a trick to the fire arrow strat? Because I've never gotten it before, and I've tried it a lot, and it just kind of.
It's RNG based.
Okay, that's
It's partially RNG based. You have to have like the right cycle of Cali demos. I haven't looked forward into it. I haven't looked like super duper in depth into it. But yeah, you have to get a certain cycle for it to work right away. And then the blast radius has nothing to do with it. It's just the arrow hitting. The only reason why you use fire and ice arrows if possible is because it does double damage. Whereas you can do the same thing with normal arrows, but you have to hit 8 of them then. If you hit 1 though, you're pretty much know that you're set. If you've practiced it, once you hit 1, you know that you have it. And it's also nice to at least try for if you're planning on doing it with bombs, because it's just more damage, so less bombs.
Yeah, I'm pretty much kind of to the point with that one now to where I just shoot Calademos down with arrows. Just because I don't like missing and losing a ton of my arrows, and the arrow strat I feel like is faster for me than using bombs. So that's just it's almost like a kind of a safety strat I do just to avoid running out of arrows and having to use bombs. But that's more of a personal thing.
What do you think's faster there, bow or bombs?
Which
I
way?
guess it's bombs.
Like shooting down the tentacles with normal bow, or throwing bombs under.
There's a
Kali
strat
demos.
with bombs to get them stuck, which lets you just throw them more rapidly. I don't really see people doing it in rando that often, but
Well, the
I'm
issue.
pretty sure that'll be faster.
So like I know how to do it in vanilla, but the issue with rando is there's no cutscene at the beginning of the fight.
Oh,
So-
true.
Yeah.
Like you kind of need the cutscene.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I mean, you could just kind of like YOLO getting the
we're
bomb
gonna
stuck,
see it.
but yeah, I don't know. Oh, cool!
YOLO's
Sithiel's
gonna
gonna
do
do
it.
it.
Yes. Please don't get crushed.
Is that where everyone else tries to jump slash on the rock? That's like
There
done
it
this
is.
trick.
There it is.
Oh, yes. There we
Oh,
go.
There it
nice.
is.
Oh wow.
Just tosses it off.
Yeah. It actually, you don't even like it's. I think it's just automatic. Like once you grab it, it immediately just
wait,
flings to the side.
Rusty went to Hyrule, but does not have finished Master Sword.
Oh
that's
no.
rough.
So we were wrong earlier. You cannot just hit the barrier twice with a half-powered Master Sword.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I thought we had some serious, like, big brain stuff going for us there.
Does anybody know which sword he needs?
I have not. Unfortunately, he's only been on Restream for a
Maybe
little
Thorn
bit. Here.
Fairy?
I'm thinking Angular.
Oh yeah, probably maybe Angular. No, because there's no way that he is inside of Angular but got command melody Peak wasn't.
Looks like he's
It was
warping
both
towards
already, never
Haven,
mind.
so.
The entrance was boating course, and I don't know. Like personally, when I was routing it, like boating course was just kind of in an awkward spot where I just kind of put it wherever.
Oh yeah, because since I went to Cliff Plateau later, I did boating course after Cliff Plateau.
Okay. Because I did Cliff Plateau right away, I did a chest storage super sim to Thorned, because otherwise getting to Thorned is kind of awkward.
I also was
So,
really
because
sad
that boating course is
because
bad.
so I went into Fire Mountain, which was Ice Ring, And then I exited out, and it just put me in the boat. I thought that it would put me on the island,
Hmm.
because then I just super swim to Thorn instead of having to sail there.
Yeah, I believe in order to get like the fire lava to go away, you have to actually get the item in the real Fire Mountain cave.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I believe that's how it works. Same with Ice Ring.
So I was right about what sword Rusty was missing. The bad news is that he forgot its randomized entrances. So he's entering angular,
Oh,
and it's
Oh
yeah.
no.
Okay. Definitely looks like he was a little bummed out there, given his face cam.
so he has to go to Horseshoe? No,
No, it's boating course.
boating course.
So he's
Okay, so it's
pretty
right
close.
there.
right
Yeah,
there.
it's right there.
It's
Yeah, that's not
it's
too
bad.
bad.
But he doesn't need to go. Oh, is he gonna super swim? No, you can't build super swim.
It's not
Yeah.
terrible.
No, I don't think. Oh wait, yeah, there is. Never mind.
Yeah, there's
Well,
land.
That's a fine super swim. I was thinking for some reason that you can't like walk up onto boarding course.
It's
but you
one
can.
quadrant away, but finding the ramp to get on the island can be a little annoying if you don't already know where it is.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but just that
I can't think of myself ever super swimming one quadrant, but
if you're
that's just
playing
kind of-
as the mailbox already, it's like
The thing is too is that Georgs like to troll you in this quadrant if you super swim.
yeah. I definitely would want to avoid being trolled at all costs.
But at the same time, I think that you could just do a neutral super swim one quadrant and be fine.
Well, we're gonna see how it goes. I like how we're all just kind of sitting here, waiting in suspense, not saying anything.
so intense.
It is.
You can finally read the text box. Let's go.
I don't know how he plays with the text box on
I
the
don't know
screen
how
the
you
whole
play
time.
with the mailbox. Every time you try to do like the bomb storage on a chest, you just can't see anything.
If
Yeah.
I was playing with that text box over me, I'd constantly think that I'm storing
Ooh.
text.
Wow, too
Oh, is he gonna
good.
make it? He's gonna no. Oh, we made it. Oh wow.
Fuck.
I'm gonna refresh the stream because you guys clearly reacted before me.
Oh, we have
Well,
like a special.
Yeah, they're
commentary.
probably watching on the commentary one.
right.
I should
Yeah.
probably just bring that one up. To be honest.
There should be a link in the ZSR commentary, because that'll put you on pace with exactly what the chat is seeing. I believe is how it's timed to
Yeah.
work.
I mean, I'm not a ZSR commentator, so I'm pretty sure that's locked. But I mean, watching
Oh yeah, probably.
the stream is fine. It's not that delayed.
Interesting.
So just in general, what's going on here? This is a spoiler log tournament for Wind Waker Randomizer. A lot has changed with this game in the last 6 years for sure.
Hmm.
Every item in this game is randomized, but they know exactly where they are in this race, so they're just going through it as quickly as possible. I'd say in general, the key glitches of storage, chest storage, door cancel that were around back in like 2014 are still around, but in even more places in the randomizer.
Yeah. Just because of the fact that with items being randomized, you have items normal in places you normally wouldn't have them, so it provides a lot of variety.
Another strat that I don't think that anybody's like really mentioned, but I was doing a practice seed the other day and I did it. Is door canceling with hookshot into Savage, but just doing it blind.
I've done that
Yeah.
before. I don't know. The only part that's like kind of annoying is jump slashing up that ledge.
Yeah, I just listen for the audio cue of jumping, and then I do a midair slash.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
really smart. I just do a grounded jump slash and then I fall in
Yeah.
the water half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the tip.
I haven't done that before in one of these settings races, but That is probably not what I would have routed. That was not in my route for this particular one.
Oh no, there's no way that you do it because you have to. Or
Since it's wind tempo,
there's nothing in there other than wind temp or other than just a Triforce piece that you need in there. So there's no point in doing it early, and you needed like power bracelets were hard required for Gel Hollow.
Right. And looks like Rusty is heading back into Hyrule, ready to try another slash at that barrier and see what happens. It should break this time, but
I mean, we can see he has fully powered Master Sword on his B button.
mm-hmm.
If all else fails, he can always just shut off his stream temporarily, do barrier skip, and turn it back on. No one will notice.
I was really worried. I got really worried there for a second when he got hit by the barrier. Because I'm just so used to hit by the barrier being going into barrier skip. I'm curious where the meme items were. I didn't really look.
I was curious if anyone was going to get Hero's Charm, because I think that was first.
Yep,
Forbidden.
I was very tempted to get that. Hurricane Spin wasn't a thing at all.
I was like considering it, but there's a $1,000 prize pool, so I'm not gonna joke around.
Magic meter upgrade was the 5 rupee auction. Who wants to do RNG auction in the tournament?
Sounds like the play.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jarhead. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Crane.
Hi, Crane.
I was just popping in to tell the chat that we will be waiting for Rusty to stab Ganondorf in the head, and then we'll be closing out the restream because we are unsure about how long the rest of the runners are going to go. And we're like 20 minutes over our estimate. To be fair, there is not another race for tonight, but we do want to be nice to all of our volunteers. So we will let the mailbox deliver his last piece of mail, which is a sword. And we'll end off the night there. That's all I had to say.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Does anyone else think the post box mirror shield is really cool looking?
I think there's a lot of things that are really cool looking about that skin, that included. I just think I would never, ever race with that skin. Ever.
That mirror shield looks like the Gmail logo.
It does.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
The model is forever ruined.
Oh, he keeps picking up this sword. That's super annoying.
Mhm. The bombs are pretty incredible too. Dang, the text box goes behind the door. That's kind of gnarly looking. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like wonder how the text box was programmed into the ISO, because it's not like a. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it looks like a Wind Waker text box, but was it made from scratch? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, I think it's actually just like any other 3D model, not actually like using Wind Waker's UI or anything. But it looks great.
Yeah, it looks very authentic to the game. Oh, Rusty has 3 bottles. Is 1 away from bottle percent.
Wonder where he got. I actually want to check this now.
So the correct bottle to
Oh.
get was the mail check for Rockspire.
Yep, that
Because
was
you're
definitely the right
guaranteed
one.
to get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Maggie
Any
was
others
a
are extras.
Maggie free item was also a very quick one though.
Hmm.
But yeah, the wallet was pretty much required, or it wasn't required. Wait, do we need angular? Yeah, it was
Oh, yeah,
required.
you
Okay.
do. Yeah.
So yeah, getting the wallet was required then because it was from saving Tingle, which also gave the mirror shield.
Hmm.
Yeah, bottle like wasn't really a problem, which is what makes that Picto box on Grandma's letter. So
Oh, I bet I know where the third bottle came from.
Lenzo
It's
chest.
probably yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally got that because I realized that I needed money for the trading quest,
Mhm.
and I thought, oh, well, maybe one of the Lenzo chests just happens to be money. And then I forgot that we were going to Ghost Ship later, and obviously
Yeah.
there's plenty of money there. Pogi, I'm pretty sure almost everyone got more than 1 bottle, probably unintentionally. As far as
Wilford,
I
do you
know,
know
got 4
Dev's
bottles.
Dev's seed?
15.
15.
But yeah, Maggie's free item bottle was like super fast anyways because it was you had to go in there anyways for House of Wealth.
Hmm.
Yeah, true, but nothing beats instantaneous speed, which is checking the mail. Like, you can't beat that.
I actually think that would be faster to get Maggie over the mail if you could skip the wallet, but you can't
Well,
skip
yeah,
the
of course,
wallet.
it would be faster, but I mean, you couldn't, so.
I'm also pretty sure that I got letter from Baito without getting letter from Baito's mom, which I didn't know was possible, but apparently it
Wait,
is.
really?
Yeah, because if I'll have to look it back and make sure I didn't get it earlier, but I'm pretty sure because letter from Baito's mom doesn't need, or letter from Baito's mom needs the day-night cycle, whereas letter from Baito doesn't.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
I think
that's
as long as
interesting.
you've sent the note to mom and you've killed Jalhalla, you can get it.
It's kind of like how you get it through a loading zone, like the wallet mail or something like that. Where the next time you go to the post office, or next time you see a post box, it'll be there.
Yeah.
Does anyone know how the ordering is for letters in the mail? Because it seems like there's certain like things like Kamali's father's always first.
It goes generally, I think, by the order you would have gotten them, like vanilla through the game, like chronologically through the story.
Is it the same order as the tracker or no?
That I'm not sure of.
Actually, probably not. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure how they're ordered on the tracker.
It's been so long since I've looked at the tracker, since like I've been doing just spoiler log. Oh, and Druxy's in the 7 Armos room. Does anyone know what's up here?
I can check.
Maybe nothing.
It's not a big key and it's not a small key. We all know that.
It's a Dragon Tingle statue.
You know, Ankle has a piece of heart. So tonight we will announce all the groups and like get the bracket page updated and all that. One thing that will be interesting is that there are some really good runners who ended up not doing the seeding races. For example, Trog forfeiting in this race, and also Linkus are 2 of the big runners to watch out for. So we'll see what group they end up being in.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
they'll be in the same group and somebody's just getting
That would be
RNG.
pretty ridiculous.
Imagine somebody working so hard in a seeding race to get like 4th or 5th seed, and then Linkus and Trog both get really low seeds, and then boom, you're wrecked. GG. Although I guess with as many people that actually did participate in seeding races, it's probably almost impossible for them both to end up in the same group. Like, the odds of that happening have to be pretty low, right? I mean,
Do we know how many people did do seeding races?
33 since Trog, or I guess one of the other runners in this one, FF, right? So that would be 32. Assuming everyone that's still going finishes.
Well, that person might have done an earlier seeding race. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because if there's 33, then there's only 11 people, so it just snakes back and they'll all be in separate groups.
Yeah, that the other person that FF.
Oh no!
Do not
Looks
believe.
like stream's going a little longer.
Oh no!
But Wolfer would be the one that would know, but I don't know if the is it Jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah, Jack-o'-lantern.
Did one of the other seeding races. I don't believe so, but
No, that was the first.
okay. So yeah, then assuming everyone that's still going on this one finishes, we'll be at 32 out of 42, right? That did seeding races. Which is pretty solid.
Oh, of course, Jarhead. Placeholder 1 and placeholder 2.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In fairness, though, we already know what seeds they have too, so.
I'm wondering what other people's thoughts are on, like, in this particular seed. Do you think doing Lenzo door cancel was faster than turning on the windmill?
What?
Well, because, like, I don't know. Well, actually, if you got Leaf before...
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have done that. I got Leaf after that, so I was trying to decide in my head whether or not to do Lenzo door cancel. But probably, like, I don't know. But, like, there are going to be other seeds where it comes up where you have to either do Lenzo door cancel or turn on the windmill. And I'm honestly not sure which is faster.
I want to say Lenzo door cancels faster if it's done optimally. Also assuming you do it blind.
Oh, right, yeah, blind. Which, if anyone doesn't know, Gabadi has a really good setup for doing it blind, and I'm pretty sure he did it in his seeding race yesterday, right?
Gravity, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, looks like Rusty's having some trouble getting Zelda to hit Ganondorf. Oh, he still has soup, okay. I love that when you drink soup with the mailbox model, you like throw the bottle over your head. Because, I mean, I guess you can't really make it go into the slot, because then, I don't know, you have to like either change the animation or make the mailbox look really awkward looking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you seen Toad?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes. I haven't seen Toad drink soup, though. The only thing I know about Toad is I don't understand how Tuba doesn't go insane playing as Toad. Because like
I
I
think
like
it's
the
just Tuba
noises he
quit
makes.
playing as Toad since the mailbox came out. He quit just in time, just before the end of the sanity.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, the final light arrow shot for Rusty. And GG's to Rusty, coming in 8th place here.
Okay, everyone. That's going to do us for tonight. We still have another 3 people running, so we're going to not have seating until at least all of them finish. When it comes to stuff on ZSR, if you are in the west side of the United States, you got to wait another hour till the next day. But at noon on Wednesday for my time, Mountain Standard Time, 2 EST, there is I believe it's a Breath of the Wild race, which is looking to be pretty cool. I believe that's on ZSR main. Beyond that, the Spoiler Log tournament, the group stage starts the 24th of October, so 3 days from now, and it ends the 22nd of November. So we're excited to see the groups come up. We're very grateful for Woofer, who has contributed quite a bit to this, along with all of our volunteers and ZSR for hosting. Beyond that, we're just going to end off stream here. It's been a great race, a great time, and we love all of you. There's that button. Goodbye.